Masai, a Chiricahua Apache warrior, remains one of the most iconic symbols of resistance in the face of colonization and systemic oppression. His story is not just one of survival, but of resilience, rebellion, and the enduring struggle to preserve his people's way of life. As one of the last great Apache renegades, Masai's life offers a glimpse into the challenges faced by his people during the tumultuous transition from independence to reservation life. His daring escapes, mastery of the wilderness, and relentless defiance have cemented him as a legendary figure in Native American history. Masai's journey as both a scout for the U.S. Army and an Apache rebel reflects the complexities of his identity and the tensions of the time. Like many Apache men, he initially joined the army as a scout during the military campaigns to capture renegade bands, including Geronimo's infamous group. His expertise in tracking, navigating harsh terrains, and understanding Apache warfare made him an indispensable asset to the military. As a scout, Masai played a critical role in pursuing bands of Apache who refused to submit to reservation life, often leading soldiers deep into the rugged landscapes of the Southwest. However, Masai's allegiance was never secure. Life on reservations, marked by harsh conditions, limited resources, and cultural suppression, was unbearable for many Apache. The transition from a nomadic, warrior lifestyle to one of enforced farming and dependence on government rations stripped them of their dignity and identity. For Masai, this new reality clashed with his deeply ingrained values, and he frequently abandoned the reservations to join renegade bands in the wilderness. His repeated desertions and returns made him a polarizing figure. Some viewed him as a resourceful survivor, while others saw him as a dangerous liability. The army, weary of his unpredictability, arrested Masai in 1886 alongside Geronimo and other renegades. Despite his previous service as a scout, he was labeled a threat. This arrest marked the beginning of one of the most legendary chapters in Masai's life. In September 1886, Masai and other Apache prisoners, including Geronimo, were loaded onto a train bound for Florida. For the Apache, exile to Florida represented not just imprisonment, but cultural and physical alienation. The humid climate, foreign landscapes, and lack of traditional resources made Florida a dreaded destination. On board the train, Masai and his companion, Gray Lizard, began plotting their escape. The prison cars, poorly guarded and in disrepair, provided an opportunity. As the train slowed on an uphill climb, the two men worked together to loosen the bars on a window. With the cover of darkness, they leapt from the train into the wilderness, vanishing into the rugged terrain. This act of defiance, while daring, left them vulnerable. With no supplies, weapons, or clear destination, Masai and Gray Lizard faced an arduous journey across hostile territory. The wilderness, though harsh, was familiar to Masai. Drawing on his deep knowledge of the land, he navigated deserts, mountains, and plains, scavenging for food and water while evading both U.S. and Mexican forces. Stories of his escape spread quickly, fueling his legend among both his allies and his pursuers. After months of perilous travel, Masai eventually returned to Apache territory, where he was welcomed by some as a hero and viewed with suspicion by others. Masai's escape marked the beginning of his life as a renegade. Rejecting the confines of reservation life, he embraced the traditional Apache lifestyle of raiding and nomadism. Alongside other warriors, he conducted raids on settlements, stealing supplies, livestock, and occasionally weapons to sustain his band. These raids, however, drew intense military scrutiny. The U.S. Army, determined to subdue the remaining renegades, launched relentless campaigns to capture Masai and his companions. Masai's survival skills became legendary during this period. His ability to disappear into the wilderness, evade capture, and outmaneuver his pursuers made him a ghost in the eyes of the military. He was said to be able to blend seamlessly into the terrain, using natural camouflage and his intimate knowledge of the landscape to stay hidden. Stories of Masai's ability to escape seemingly impossible situations spread widely, further cementing his reputation as one of the most elusive figures of his time. Despite his successes, life as a renegade was fraught with challenges. Constantly on the run, Masai faced isolation, limited resources, and the ever-present threat of death or capture. His raids, while sustaining his group, also brought hardship to Apache communities, who bore the brunt of military retaliation. The tension between survival and the broader impact of his actions created a complex legacy for Masai, who remained defiant to the end. By the late 19th century, the Apache resistance was nearing its end. The relentless campaigns of the U.S. Army, combined with the destruction of their traditional way of life, forced many Apache onto reservation. Leaders like Geronimo and Comanche, who had once spearheaded the fight for independence, were either captured or compelled to surrender. For the remaining renegades like Masai, the odds grew increasingly insurmountable. Masai's fate remains a mystery. Some accounts suggest he was eventually captured and executed, while others claim he disappeared into the wilderness, living out his final years in solitude. Regardless of the specifics, his disappearance only added to his mystique, leaving him as a symbol of the enduring Apache spirit. Masai's life represents more than just the story of an individual. It is a reflection of the broader struggle faced by the Apache people. Forced to navigate the collision of two worlds, the Apache fought to maintain their freedom and identity against overwhelming odds. Masai's defiance, his ability to evade capture, and his determination to live freely symbolized the resilience and determination of his people. Today, Masai is remembered as both a hero and outlaw. His life serves as a powerful reminder of the cost of resistance and the enduring spirit of those who refuse to surrender their identity, even in the face of annihilation. His story continues to inspire, offering a lens through which to understand the complexities of the Apache resistance and the broader history of Native American resilience.